Only need one scene, only need one scene, only need one.
Have you seen our creative bulb?
Okay, add it to my cart. You've got the camera. We've got everything else. Shop Godox SA for your production equipment.
How's it, guys, and welcome to Getting to Grips, another episode of behind the scenes of how to use some Godox gear. So today I'm going to be doing something very different. I'm actually going to be using something that I'm sort of not been used to before. I've been often I actually shoot with strobes, but today I'm going to be shooting with some consistent lighting, and we're going to be using these guys. So this is the FL100's K2 kit. So you get two lights actually in this, and they are the flexible LED panels. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they actually perform, especially in the studio. So I'm going to actually be doing some setups like if I was shooting with strobes. I'm going to be shooting with my 6D Canon and a 24-105 lens, and I might get the 70-200 as well. So what is inside here? So you get a nice, cool Godox bag. It's a cool bag. I like it. But now inside here, we should have two of everything. So, all right. So we have one softbox. I'm just going to put this over here. And here's the other softbox. And let's see what else is in here. So this is actually the light, believe it or not. So let's just open this up. So we got two of these. So this is it. This is the light that we're going to be actually using. So you can stick this to a roof of a car if you're shooting outside and you're doing an interview in a car. Or you can wrap them up and plug them in and have a light. So this is quite cool. Very different. Let's see how they perform. I'm going to just put that also over here. So that's the one. And here's number two. I'm actually looking forward to using these. so we can see what they're like. So as it is the FL100. I kind of think they're quite cool. But you can get the bigger ones. You can get the 600 by 600s, and I think they have some bigger ones than that even. Right, then there is... So this is obviously what controls your lights. So once you connect everything up, you've actually got your control panel, your power, you've got your brightness, and you've got your color temperatures that you can actually go and change on those as well. So there should be 2 of these, one for each light. There you go. Running out of space to put all this stuff. Huh? Right, then we have 2 power adapters, so we'll be plugging these in. And then these are the 2 brackets we'll be mounting onto the stands. Then you also have some Velcro holders, which you can also just then use these to mount the control panels onto the stand. But the control panels do come with like a little thing to hang on. Then we have these, a few of these, obviously. These are what the actual panels will actually go on. So if you're actually going to be putting these onto the stand, it's got the mount for your bracket to go on, and then that will go onto the stand. So when you open these up, don't try and do it from this side. Go right down to the bottom of the thing, and that's where you open it up. And then your stand will go on there. And so, but we'll set all this up just now. So that's 1, 2 of those. All right. Next thing we've got, okay, it does come with a remote as well. So these use AAA batteries, so you can use a remote. So I won't be using the remote. I'm just going to do it manually. I don't think. I think you could also connect them to the Godox Lite app. These are extension cables for the actual control panels. So if you need just a little bit of extra length, you can actually use these to get that. And then you have 2 double pin power cables to plug in on there. So that is everything. So I'm going to be setting up a couple of different setups. So what I'm going to do is I will do a beauty setup like a clamshell with these lights. And then we'll move in to do a bit of low key and backlighting. And then we'll do some creative stuff, something different, and get that, sort of move everything out the way so I don't fall over it. And then we'll actually then just do some creative stuff. I'm going to probably be using the white backgrounds and the black backgrounds just to create a bit of difference and see how they perform. Right, so let's look at getting the lighting set up, and what I'm going to do is use a couple of CStands. So we'll get one here, and one on this side, and we're going to get these brackets set up. So as I mentioned earlier, grab it by the bottom and open them up, and then we can quickly grab the light. And then we just hook these in. 1, 2, 3. And get this last one in. Okay. So there's the light. So this is going to be what we're going to be using, and I will use a bare bulb, if you want to call it bare bulb, first. You do get soft boxes that we can actually put on, but what I'm going to do is actually use these as is, bare bulb, no diffuser, and get that in. All right, so let's get the bracket open. Now I'm sure Talia is probably sitting on the cameras there thinking, how many more times is he going to say that word? And I'm not going to say it anymore. Promise. Okay, so we've got, there you go. We've got the bracket on there. It does have an arm, so you can actually get this positioned onto your light stand. And that is, oops, that is it. That's the light. So I want to see how these lights compare, obviously, in a standard setup that I do normally in the studio, and see if it cuts to the chase of creating some awesome images. Right. Close to the bottom, open it up. Oop. Pluck the microphone. Okay, so this is going to be on the outside. Clip in 1, clip in 2, clip in number 3. I found doing it like this on the long side is far easier than trying to put them in on the short side. Maybe it was just having a bad day, but that's what I found. Let's get the other bracket. Put these out the way. Same again. And then we have our angle. Let me just put this bracket around that way. There you go. You've just got the right angle. I'm just going to get closer to this camera. So you can actually adjust your light however you want it on your light stands. Okay. So that's light number 2. Right, now we need to get power to these things. So let me get that set up. Now I'm normally working with my AD series strobes, which I don't plug into the wall unless I'm using the AC400 for my 8400s. So I've got to find a plug point now. Right. There's one. Right. And there is number 2. Okay, so the power adapter. Obviously, your power goes in on this side, and then we have this little plug section that will actually then plug into the control panel. Right, so let's get this one. So on the top, that'll be your output. So that'll be the output to the light, which you'll see on the top there, on here, and then there will be your input on the bottom. So from your power adapter, you would plug that in, and then you will get your power to your controller, which you can turn up and down. You can turn your color temperature. I'm going to set my color temperatures at 5.2 Kelvin, because that is pretty much what I leave my camera when I'm shooting in studio. I'll shoot on the Kelvin value of 5200K normally, and there I just leave it. Okay, you can, I think, run these also off the batteries as well. It does have a section for you to plug in a battery on the back instead of having the power cables. So that is something. And then, as I said earlier, you've got a little hanging piece that you can actually, let me just bring that forward, a little hanging little piece there that you can actually hang onto your light stand, like that. Then we get our light. Let me just turn this off first. We get our light and we plug it in. So there's a bit of power is still in even after turning that off. So we turn it on and wow, that's bright. So if you can see on the back there, let me just turn this around a bit. So that is 10%. That's at the lowest power that it can go. And it can go right up to obviously 100%. So that is quite bright. You can actually see. Ooh, I can't see, but yeah. So that is the one light. Very easy to set up, but then that is the Godox way. The lights are very easy to set up. So I'm just going to put the other power pack together and get that light set up. All right. And let's just test it. That is bright. 10% brightness. Yeah. As I said, these are just extension cables that you can actually use on the actual lights themselves, or even on the, just so if you need to actually move them a bit further on, you need the cable a bit longer going to your power pack, or you want to have all your power packs in one place, or maybe all hanging on one stand, then you can actually use the extension cable just to extend the light up. But I'm going to put one on each stand and set up the actual light. So the first setup I'm going to be doing is going to be clamshell lighting, and see how this actually performs with these bare bulb LEDs first before I put the soft boxes on. All right, so let me get these into position. So I'm gonna get this around about 45, 45. Sort of the go-to clamshell. Let's bring that one over. Okay, so we got these in position. I just think maybe show on this camera might actually be better. So we've got the one panel at the top here. As I said, bare bulb, bare LEDs, and the one on the actual bottom. And what we're going to do now is just try and see what we can get out of these LED panels in studio. Because a lot of guys have asked me about consistent lights. How do they perform in studio? So we're about to find out. I have not done this before, but I think with the light setup, let's get the model in. So today's model on today's show, we've got Justine. You may have remembered her from the Cloppers Day. So if you just want to come forward and let's see what we can. So obviously the first light the first setup I'm going to do is going to be a test shot. Just come forward. Okay. Just want to get this all in the middle. But these ones are not even heavy. These are, but I won't drop it on you, I promise. Okay. Right, so what am I shooting with? I'm going to be shooting with my Canon 6D 24 to 105 Canon lens. And I think my tethering, is my camera picked up there? Yeah, looks like it, eh? So normally what I do is I would say no flash, no picture. Okay, well, I'm not using flash today, so I'm going to actually not even turn the lights on. My camera settings, obviously this could be very different to what you have at your studio or your space. I'm going to start off at f8, 100ths of a second on the shutter, and 200 ISO. So hopefully that'll be enough to cut any ambient light out from any of the video lights, because I'm going to take the same approach as I do when I do flash. So if I take a picture here, Justine should be black frame. Just bring that one across there, and yeah, there you go. It worked. Right, let me get the I promise I won't do the tracky one. So I'm going to, it's bright, eh? And that's only 10%. So I'm going to put it up to 20% on the bottom one. I'm going to start off low. And then I'll put it up to 30% on the top one. So this is your typical, so if, ooh, what is that one camera? It's like totally blown out there. That's how much light is coming in on that one camera. But typical butterfly, 45, top, bottom, and we're going to take the shot. Do you want to give me your jacket? It's not that cold now. It's quite warm. All right, so I'm going to take a shot here. And I'll get you to shoot without your glasses. This is a test shot. Now the thing with consistent lights, they say what you see is what you get. And I think that is very dark. That is very dark. So I'm not going to touch my camera. I'm just going to up the actual lighting. I'm going to take the top one up to 50%. And I'm going to leave... No, I think I'm going to take this one up to probably 35%. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to take your glasses off. We'll play with some glasses with these lights just now. Yeah, that's good. Not that I can see much from this angle, but I'm gonna put up because I want a lot more light to actually come in. So I'm gonna push this one up to about 80%. Leave the bottom one as is. Yeah. That's cool. So what I'm going to do is take the background. Because what I want to do is create some... Because I've only got the two of these lights. I'm actually going to bring the white down, even though it's absolutely filthy from the floor. But let's see what we can... Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of changes in studio. Where did I put my camera now? Here we go. So there's going to be a couple of differences in studio that we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting an infinitive wall or cyc wall or cyclorama wall in studio here. So it's going to be a little bit of a different setup. But let's see what we get here. With the white background. Yeah, because we're not lighting it, it appears gray. So that's cool. All right, so let's take a couple of shots like this. I'm just going to check on that one's at 45. I'm going to bring that up to 40. Bring this one up to 85. Okay. Let's just check that one. Just maximize that one. I just want to check what the... See, we can see the catch lights there. Just zoom into the... Can't see if I have my glasses. So there you go. We've got the catch lights in the eyes, pretty much like we do with a beauty setup. So I'm not using a new flashy Canon. I'm using my 6D. I'm shooting on 200 ISO and I'm shooting at 100ths of a second at f8. So there we have enough light on these. So I'm going to take a couple of more shots. Okay, just give me a sort of a... That's it. Cool. You just do a... Let's get one of that. Cool. Just zoom out there, Tanya. So we can see. There you go. So it's not so bad, but what I'm also going to be doing in this, maybe give me... I tell you can't see much happening in there because these lights are so bright and it's actually making me so dark. So let me come over here. Let me come over here and maybe speak to that camera. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to put the soft boxes together. I'm going to put the soft boxes on here and then do this shot again with just the actual soft boxes. And the soft boxes do have grids also. But what I'm going to do, just to give just need a bit of a rest on the brightness of these lights and that I can actually speak to a camera. Okay. Soft boxes. So you get two of these soft boxes. It's the FLSF4060 soft boxes that you get with the actual kit. Sorry for all the Velcro noise. So you get a grid. Okay, so you get a grid, which is cool because I love soft boxes that come with grids. I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to light control. There's your diffuser. And here's your softbox. Now this is a little bit different from your flash softboxes because now it comes in two pieces. This is the two pieces. And you put it together. So let's see how this goes together. So you got Velcro on this side, you've got Velcro there, and you put this one over there, and there's your softbox. So let me get one of the panels off here and show you how it goes on. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out the light there. I just disconnected the power as well from the bottom there, just to be on the safe side. Don't worry, Justine, it's very light, this one. But anyway, always make sure your model is clear from where you're taking your modifiers or your lights down. You don't want to club her with a light. All right. Right. There you go. There's about another. So on the back here, we've got Velcro, okay? And then on the back of the actual panel, you've actually got Velcro there as well. So stick that on. Put that down there. That one on. As I said, I haven't really worked with these before, so if there is an easier way, I'm sure there is. But I'm sure some of the video guys will be able to tell us. And then we touch the corners. Push that one in there. And touch this one in. So we have the softbox put together there. It could probably be done a little bit neater, but there you go. And then we have the diffuser panel to put in. And I'm doing all this assembly without my glasses, so maybe that's the problem. And also these do come with grids. So if you are going to use a grid, just make sure your diffuser panel is quite low down on the Velcro so you can fit your grid in place. Not perfect, but it's there. So there it is. There's your softbox. So we got the softbox in place, and I'm going to put this light back up. I'm going to keep it at the 45 degrees so we can just see what the difference is between the bare bulb or the bare LEDs to a softbox setup. Plug the power back in. Oh, I have to do that all over again. So we're going to do the bottom box. That's the grid. We'll use the grids just now. So that's the light. I just put that down. Open that up. Alright, put that one on. I think it's because I'm trying to hold this up so you guys can see how not to actually put the softbox on or assemble it. Obviously, when doing this on the video, you're trying to do too many things at once here. All right. Put that corner on, and then get it pushed down into the corner there. I think that was a bit easier than the first one. Then we get the diffuser cloth. Just going to quickly put that on down here. And softbox number 2. Ooh. Let's get this one on. So it will be interesting to see how much light we lose with the modifier on. So I'm going to keep the camera settings exactly the same and switch on light number 1. Switch on light number 2. Camera. Let's get the camera going. So now we got the 2 softboxes in, and I'm going to take a shot here. So this is the same settings that I had earlier. So this is f8, 200 ISO, and 100ths of a second. So just bring that one up. I just want to check probably a little bit of loss in light. So I'm going to go up to 90% and go up to 60% on this light, bottom light. And okay, what you're going to do is try and open your eyes as wide. I know it's going to be because it's quite bright in there. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Yeah. I'll come out a little bit. Just zoom into the eyes there a bit. Okay. So it's clamshell lighting. You've got that nice little highlight down the nose. You've got the glow on the forehead. So that's typical sort of lighting that you would have there. So I'm going to actually bump my ISO up to 400, which I don't like doing on beauty shots, but let's just see what we get there. So we're on 400 ISO. And I like to shoot at f8, especially on the headshots, because I like to get most of the face and head in the depth of field. Cool. And then take a couple more portrait ones. Just give me maybe just your hands, if you can see what I'm doing. That's cool. Let's open your eyes a little bit. It's cool. Okay. Just keep that's cool. Keep it there. Okay, so there we have clamshell. I think it's using 400 ISO on my. Just zoom in on the eyes there, Tyler. You'll probably have to have the hand just to. Oh, so we got the catch lights in the eyes, and it doesn't look too bad. Eh? Doesn't look too bad. So that is clamshell. Clamshell with the soft boxes, which is cool. What I'm going to do is give Justine a bit of a break from the lights because they are bright. We're only at 60% and 90%. Which camera I'm on? That'll just bring me across to 2. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just change the setup a bit. So I'm going to actually have the one light towards the back, so acting as a backlight, and then the other one I'm going to use as a key light. So we're going to be using just 2 light setups, and then when we get into the low key, I'll be using 1 light and then trying to create a rim light and playing around with the setup like that. So let me just change this lighting setup. Right, so I'm going to be changing the setup and making sure that we have a backlight and a key light setup. And I'm going to keep the softboxes on for this one, just for now. Let me just bring this down a bit. Let's get wheels on these things, man. This is like lifting all this stuff. Okay. Let's put that one there. And I'm going to adjust this one around. And we'll get this one. So this is a typical setup that people would actually do. But we'll change it up a bit. I'm going to actually put it more 90 degrees so the model. So we'll play around with just the different lights and stuff. Then we'll also put one above the model and see how that comes out. But let's see what happens here. Okay, Justine, do you want to come in place here? I need you to stand approximately about here. Because then I'll just position the light around you. Right, let's get this one on. I'm going to bring it down to 80. I'm going to start it on about 80%. This one, because the light is further away, I'm going to bring this down to 50% because it is closer to the model. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's take a shot. I'm going to bring my ISO down, back down to 200, just to see what we get. So you see how it's quite close to the ceiling, but you see it's hitting basically almost vertically out of that softbox. That spread of light is actually coming across. So I'm going to bring this one almost 90 degrees. And we've got, we'll go down to 7.1 just to see what we can do here. Did you come in there, Taylor? Okay. Just move your head slightly towards this light there. So instead, yeah, that's cool. I'm just going to come in. That's cool. Keep it there. So we've got that backlight. It's a little bit too bright. I'm going to bring that one also down to about 60%. Oh, it's right in the side of you there. So I'm going to bring this a little bit round. almost gonna split. Don't fall over. Well, I'm gonna just create that one. But here, even though that softbox is actually almost pointing away from Justine, it still manages to hit the actual faces. So I'm just going to use this to create a gradation, and we should still hit Justine towards the back. That's when you were sleeping. So this will almost create like a split light. And then I'm just going to move around. Just look up slowly. Cool. I got it. I got it at 5.6. Okay, so just turn your head towards the slight side and okay. And straight on the camera here. And give a bit of an attitude of just with your arms a little bit up there with the belt. That's cool. Just look towards this side. Same pose. Turn your body a little bit towards me. And your head. That's it. Cool. Okay, so we got some dramatic ones there. Just a bit of gradation in the background. And so what I'm going to do now is create a bit of low key. So I'm going to bring the white background out the way. Just going to put the clips on. Clips on there just to keep it weighted. So I'm going to do one light and turn this one off. So now we're just going to use the one of the lights out of the kit. All right, just come a little bit more this way. Cool. Right, now turn towards and face that light. Okay, so it's almost like a profile shot. Okay. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to take mine back up to 7.1 on the aperture. Now I'm just going to get Justine to one step back this way. So we're about there. And then So she's about well, not even half a meter, probably about just under half a meter behind the actual LED light. And I can still see her, so the camera should. Right, just look towards camera here. Monochrome. So let's see what we get. Just tap one step forward. Oh. Up towards camera. So that's one light we've got. So we can now bring up a second light, and I'm gonna turn the power right down on this light just to give me just a bit of a kicker, maybe around about 25%. Okay, right. So we're just getting a little bit of the light on there. I'm going to put it at 5.6. Cool. And the backlight is only on 20%, so just going to get it close. We're going to sandwich you in between these here. So yeah, so that is sitting at 400 ISO f5.6 100ths of a second. And let's see what the grid happens. Let's see when we put a grid on. Let's see what happens. And as you know, grids work great because it just narrows that spread of light. So I think what I'm going to do is get you to stand up against the white wall just now. I'm just going to turn this one off. Move this one out the way. Just come and stand up against this wall here. And where's my camera? Now I've got this light on 50%. So if I lifted this light up a little bit more, I could probably bring my ISO down, but let's just see what happens here. I'm going to take, it's too dark, too dark. I can bring this light up because putting a grid on a light can actually take you almost down one stop. So I'm going to go back up to 90%, go right up against the wall. Just turn your head towards me. Keep your arms where they were. Just bring your, that's it. That's what they look like in black and white. Let me just take off that. Standard. And take off the JPEG and just have the raw image coming through. Just move your chin slightly, turn your head towards this light. Keep your body that way and just, cool. Images are looking quite cool. Now turn your body completely to that side. I don't have my, bring your chin up a bit. You can bring your arms up again, back where they were. That's cool. All right, so that is there. Now what I'm going to do is you just need to step out away from this. I can just position this light let me hang that one on this side. So I'm going to actually take the light over the top of Right, I don't know if you can see on the video there, the way the light is positioned from directly from the top, you can actually see how that light is actually hitting the wall, even though it's half a meter away from the back wall. So you can see the amount of light that's spreading out from the actual softbox, even with the grid on. So you can see there, I can see the whites of the softbox and then they close off. So I'm getting the light actually from about 50% of the actual softbox. And that is what's giving me the light up against the wall here. So let's get you up against the wall. Okay. So you can use the wall, put your arms around, you can, is it cold? Yeah, that's it. That's cool. Just turn your head around, leave your body there. Cool. dramatic. And that is just with one of these lights. Just going to move it a little bit further away. I'm going to just angle it slightly. Like a different angle here. We're going to go a little bit more. Right. So this one is at 100% with the grid on. You can just come over just like half a step this way. So you're actually in the middle of this. Yeah. Getting lots of shadow, lots of stuff. All right. So I think you get the gist. You can play around with this. So whatever you see, you sort of get. You can actually adjust your camera settings slightly, giving you that nice sort of dramatic feel. I like to get shadow and stuff in the images. So if I can just use one light, I will just use one light. But obviously for beauty setups, then you need a lot of light to come through. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually take the soft boxes off, and we're going to do quite a funky idea with just the bare leads and just in the middle of them. So do you want to just take a seat there quickly while I change the setup? See how much more light that gives us there just by taking off the softbox. And let's take this one off. There it is. That's the softboxes. So I'm going to get this up. Put it at 45. Now you're probably getting lots of light into the camera. That's fine. Just going to turn that one. Actually, can stay that way. I'm going to try and do this. Both of these set at 80%. I'll move this cable just now. I'm going to put the cables behind so we don't. Right, that's quite bright. So as you can see there, so I'm going to get Justine to actually wear some glasses, and then hopefully what is just go into camera 2 there, Talia, and glasses, but we'll try and get this sized up for Justine. Hey, mean looking. All right, right. They're nice and warm, eh? I'm just going to angle it slightly a bit more so it comes around a little bit more. Okay, so look directly towards me. I think keep me in front of another camera there, Taylor. Just means it can cover it like there. All right. That does. Just bring that one up. What I'm going to do is bring these lights a little bit more round so we get them more in the glasses. Okay, let's directly camera.
Why don't you wear glasses?
Because then I can't see. No, we should have the Godox lit up at the back there. There's a good Godox ad. Right, what I'm going to do, just turn your head towards me. Almost a little bit more in. I'm going to actually lower this one light actually down just to get. Okay, just look at me there. All right, up a bit, just so I can get a bit more light in the. Okay, so straight on. Just turn your head towards the one which is your best side. Keep it there. Come in tight. Okay, just straighten your head towards me. And take it down to 7.1 on the aperture. And there is stand up a little bit. I don't want to make it too bright and I lose the little dots on the lids. So I'm gonna take down to 165. Keep this, maybe. Okay. Right. Okay, cool. So it's quite a cool thing to use the LEDs and get the detail and the texture of the LED lights behind the actual model. So you can play around with some creative ideas there. The other thing is, also with the glasses on, I'm going to actually take these LEDs and move them either side. Right, just look directly at me. Bring it a little bit closer into you. Move closer into you. So at least they're warm, eh? Okay, look directly at me. So we're going to use the LEDs to create a bit of pattern in the glasses again. And remember, I don't know if you can see the roof from this section, but there's light actually hitting the center of the actual ceiling as well. So light is spreading onto the floor and onto the ceiling. So hopefully there might be enough just to finish the top highlight on the top of the head. But what I'm going to do different with this one is, well, let me take a shot like this first. So we're going to actually lift the lights up a little bit. That should hopefully give me the wrap around the top of the head. Just bring your arms up. Quite cool. So now, what I'm going to do, I've left this one to last. Now that we've actually got the LEDs either side and we're lighting up Justine quite nicely in the shot that we've just taken now, let's add some flash in. So I'm going to put flash actually onto the background just to create a bit of a glow. I've got the AD 300 Pro. The AD 300 Pro I'm going to put behind Justine. I do have a gel on it. I think it's a dark orange. Okay. Now, I'm going to be firing into a black background. So I'm going to need my flash trigger. Now, we haven't used the flash trigger the whole time. So this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the X3 for the Canon. Put that on. Warming up. And I'm going to turn on Group A. And I'm going to put probably about 132. I'm going to start it at 132. So we've got consistent lighting. We're going to be lighting up Justine with just the LED lights, and then we're going to throw a bit of glow, hopefully onto the back if it's strong enough here. Just bring your arms up here. We do have a bit of a glow there, which we can straighten your head slightly, bring your chin up a bit. just to give us a bit more. Just bring your arms in a little bit. Ooh. Yeah. All right, so that's quite an interesting shot. Let's take a couple more. Yeah. So that's mixing flash with a bit of consistent. I'm going to bring this up to 200 ISO just to get a bit more. Light in there. You come in close, give me an attitude look, and just lift your chin a bit. I just want to make sure we get the lids in the glasses. There. So that's mixing flash and consistent. So we got a glow in the back on the black background, and that's sitting at 16th. I mean, if I take the AD 300, just out of coincidence, let's take it wacko full power. Okay, let's look here. Now we've got orange. Yeah, I just seem like that one. Okay, give me a last straight on. Ow. See why I left here. So we're mixing flash and consistent lights successfully. Yeah, so that's where I went. Was cross-armed. Yeah. Then I'm going to take this one down to about half power. Cool. Yeah. I think that is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wide shot of the setup. Just do a pose. Just the gun, the camera. Okay. Gonna do a wide shot of the setup. That actually looks quite cool, actually. Right, one more funky pose, like gangster style. Gangsters don't laugh.
I don't really know how
Right, so just give me your chin up slightly and just give me a bit of an attitude in the shape on the body. So that's That's cool. Chin up a bit more. A little bit more with the chin. We'll keep it there. All right. I think that's all right. Okay, so that is it. That's using the FL100. It's actually in studio. Now I've actually put one off to this side just to light me, and then another one over there just to light up at the back. So you can see even for video lighting, these things are really, really awesome. And they can actually produce some great portraiture work as well. I mean, I'm using an old style camera. I mean, new style cameras now where you can go up to ISO 400, ISO 800 and still get a clean image. And you'll get more than enough light. I mean, I think I only used 100% once. Otherwise, it's between 50, 60, 70, 80% with these actual lights. This light here on this side is actually only set to 10%. And it's actually lighting me up quite a lot. The one at the back there, because I wanted to spread a little bit more, that one is sitting around about 86%. And as you can see, that's 2 lights in studio, and they work well. So if you're actually interested in any of these lights or any of the ideas, or if you've got any ideas that you would like to see shot with some of the Godox products, then just send me an email. You can, or WhatsApp. If you're on my WhatsApp, you can send me that. Or find me on Facebook. Tell me, hey, Karl, I want to see this, this, and this. Please send that through, and then I will actually arrange to get that set up and get something done for you guys. Any other gear, please get to www.godox.co.za. You supporting Godox SA? Godox SA will support you with no questions asked. Use my code on the website. If you go out, you buy stuff and you want to check out, use my code in the coupon code box. It's GODOXKARLD, and that will score you an instant discount on any of your purchases only at www.godox.co.za. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back soon with some other content for you guys. And don't forget, if you want to see anything created or any products or any of the Godox products used, just let me know and we will make a plan. Cheers for now.
I won the sun.
Operation Night 2D.
Copy that.
Only your future is brighter than us. Shop Godox SA for your production equipment.